Hello everyone, and today we have received a video review of RAM for PCs from Kingston, namely the Kingston Fury Renegade DDR5-RGB model. I want to warn you in advance that unfortunately there will be no tests in this video. All this stuff is supplied in such a compact package made of thick cardboard, decorated with high-quality full-color printing. On the front side of the package, in addition to the image of the module, the brand name and model, there is information about the volume and effective frequency of the memory. Also noteworthy are the mentions of support for the proprietary FURY-CTRL, backlight technology and compatibility with Intel and AMD platforms. On the back of the box, there is additional information about warranty obligations and free technical service in several languages. In the upper left corner, there is information about support for Intel XMP, overclocking profiles, and in the center, information about compatibility with proprietary applications for adjusting the backlight from major motherboard manufacturers. There is also a traditional sticker with the RAM marking. There are two versions of this memory available for order. A set of two modules, 2x24 GB, or individual strips. Let's move on to unpacking. Inside the box is the module itself, located in a protective blister, providing additional protection against mechanical damage during transportation. The package is minimalistic. Apart from the memory strip, blister, and box, there is nothing else. The appearance of the memory is clearly borrowed from the classic CUDIMM, Kingston FURY, Renegade DDR5, and Kingston FURY, Renegade DDR5-RGB, lines with a few minor changes. The Renegade logo is now located on the left on the matte aluminum segment of the radiator, while the DDR5 inscription is located on the right. In addition, decorative accents in the form of inclined lines forming abstract geometric patterns appeared on the surface of the radiators. Due to the presence of RGB backlighting, the height of the DIMM modules is increased to accommodate the LEDs and light diffuser. On the backside of the strips, there is an identification sticker with the article number. The letters CU indicate the CUDIMM memory type, S stands for the black heatsink inserts, A stands for the backlight, and the number 24 stands for the module volume. The operating voltage of 1.45 volts for the module to operate at an effective frequency of 8,400 MHz is also indicated. The 8-layer printed circuit board, PCB, is made in black. On one side there are 8 memory chips, a PMIC, and 10 ultra-bright RGB LEDs. Aluminum distributors evenly and effectively dissipate heat from all module components, which is facilitated by thermal pads placed on critical elements. This is especially important due to the increase in temperature caused by the increase in voltage required to achieve high memory frequencies. Above the heat sinks, there is a milky plastic diffuser with a matte texture, on which a stylish FURY logo is applied in the middle. The total height of the Fury Renegade DDR5-RGB-8400 megatransfers per second, CUDIMM modules together with the diffuser, is 45 mm. Therefore, when choosing a large air cooler, it is necessary to consider sufficient distance to ensure proper cooling and avoid physical interference. First of all, what is CUDIMM? The abbreviation stands for Clocked Unbuffered Dual Inline Memory Module. The keyword here is clocked, reflecting the peculiarity of these modules. In traditional UDIMMs, the upper limit of voltage and clock frequency is set by the memory controller in the processor, so it is difficult to significantly overclock such modules. The idea of CUDIMM is to build a separate clock generator CKD into the module itself, which independently generates clock signals and voltages for RAM chips, acting as an amplifier and thereby raising the bar for achievable frequencies. Thanks to this approach, CUDIMM modules can operate at much higher frequencies. Kingston was one of the first to introduce CUDIMM modules in its Fury Renegade DDR5 series, offering speeds starting at 8,400 megatransfers per second, 24 GB capacities, and 48 GB kits. CUDIMM modules are compatible with the new Intel 800 series chipsets, which are the first to use CKD technology. Thanks to CKD technology, CUDIMM modules provide better signal integrity, which leads to higher speeds and more stable operation. This is especially important in resource-intensive applications, such as games, creative editors, and scientific calculations. It is worth noting that CUDIMM modules and standard UDIMMs use the same 288-pin connectors, which provides compatibility with older motherboards. However, due to the lack of CKD module support, they will operate at slightly worse parameters. Those supported by the chipset and processor. When you turn on your PC, an impressive, bright and rich dynamic backlight appears, which attracts attention. A special feature of the Fury Renegade DDR5-RGB-8400 megatransfers per second, CUDIMM RAM backlight is the ability to individually customize the effects for each module. Backlight effects can be fine-tuned in the proprietary Kingston FURYCTRL program. 12 visual effects are available for 2 strips, and when installing 4, 6 more effects are added. In some modes, you can set the color sequence, the speed of their change, brightness, and other parameters. In addition, the backlight of the strips can be synchronized with other computer components using the utilities of ASRock, Asus, Gigabyte, or MSI motherboards. 12,108 megatransfers per second. This astronomical result was achieved on the new generation of Kingston Fury Renegade DDR5 CUDIMM chips with liquid nitrogen cooling using the Intel Z 890 platform. For comparison, good for most DDR RAM chips operate at 4,800 MHz and higher, while really fast memory reaches 7,200 MHz. Let me remind you that for some time now, the effective clock frequency, expressed in megahertz, has been changed to megatransfers per second, and the de facto conversion ratio is 1 to 2. Large memory bandwidth will be useful when processing 4K and 8K video, or working with high-resolution graphics files. Physical modeling, large-scale data analysis, CFD calculations, molecular modeling, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and even servers and cloud computing will benefit from CUDIMM technology. Not so long ago, to achieve effective frequencies of UDIMM DDR5 RAM at 8,000 MHz, you needed an expensive multi-layer motherboard optimized for overclocking, a good processor with a good memory controller, and high-frequency memory with low timings. Even under these conditions, stable overclocking was a real lottery. Everything changed with the advent of CUDIMM DDR5 with its own clock generator. Now achieving high effective frequencies is possible even on budget motherboards, and you don't need to look for a processor with a good memory controller. The overclocking procedure itself takes literally a few clicks. An important point is the backward compatibility of CUDIMM modules with relatively old AMD AM5 and Intel LGA 1700 platforms, where this memory works as a regular UDIMM, although without a guarantee of operation, at the declared effective frequencies for CUDIMM. The modules have sufficient volume and an optimal operating mode of DDR5-8400 CL40, which is easy to activate on the Intel LGA 1851 platform. Stylish appearance, excellent implementation of backlighting, and effective heat dissipation by standard radiators make them an adornment of any system unit. In addition, thanks to the promising Hynix M-Die chips, they also open up opportunities for overclocking. Advantages: sufficient volume and optimal operating mode of DDR5-8400 CL40. The clock generator eliminates high requirements for the quality of the memory controller in the processor. Use of Hynix M-Die chips with excellent overclocking potential, high quality of production, effective cooling, and as a result, low temperatures. Support for Intel X, MP 3.0 profiles. High-quality RGB backlighting with software support for the FURYCTRL utility lifetime warranty. Features: full support for CUDIMM only on the Intel LGA 1851 platform. And that's all from me. You can buy it using the link in the description. Thank you all for watching. Good luck to everyone. Bye everyone. Ciao.